Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be talking about creating a perfect guessing game. Yeah, the perfect guessing game. So the idea of this game is to teach beginners how to make use of different concepts and understand how they actually work. Okay, before we continue, let me show you how the game works. We're gonna try enter your guess 150, too low 75, too low, let me go 85, too low, let me go 95. Oh, now it's between 85 and 95. Let me go 90. Ooh, I got it this time around. It says, do you want to play again? Yes. Okay, actually I don't want to play again, so we use Ctrl C to break it, the loop. Okay, now so this is what we're gonna be building. Okay. So the first one I'll do is you wanna start with a while loop, while true, okay, while true. What you want to do is you want to get an input from the user, so we're gonna call it the user's guess. So I'm gonna do int. The way you get an input is by using the input function, and then you do enter your guess. Okay, and then if we're expecting the number here, so but the input function, whenever I get any values, whatever the value it is whatever the value is, it converts that value to a string and return not our user's input to be an integer. So we're gonna do int to convert it to an integer. Okay, so we don't expect them to give us string. Now what we want to do is when they guess, we want to check if their guess is greater than the number. So we're going to create a number out here. We're going to call it 44. So that will be the number they're going to be guessing. Now we're going to do if their guess is less than the number. We're going to tell them your guess is too low. So, elif guess. Now we're checking if their guess is greater than the actual number. I'm gonna tell them print. I'm gonna tell them your guess is too high. Okay. Now if I save this, now we're gonna do an else. So this else here means if this guess is less than a number, if this guess is not less than a number and it's not greater than a number, then what is it? Then it is equal to our number. The only option left is number is actually equal to our guess. Now I'm gonna print you got it correctly. So in this case, this one do levy, or this we are doing the last case, which is the number being equal to the guess. Now if you run this code like this, I'm gonna save it and run it. If you run it this way, if we try for 55, your guess is too high. If you try 33, your guess is too high. Let's give it 44. You got it correctly, but it takes us back to the loop. What if I don't want to play again? Now what we're gonna do is inside here we can break, but that's not a good idea because we want to know if our user still wants to keep playing. Now what we do now is we're gonna ask the user if they want to keep playing. We're gonna call this variable try again. Now I want to ask the user if they want to play again. Okay, now we're gonna do input. Do you want to play again? Do you want to play again? And then I'll close this. Now we check for their response. We do if try again the lower. Now let me explain why I'm using the lower here. If I as a user, I can either give you yes as capital all blocks, yes as small letter, and yes capitalized as capital letter Y, and then es as small letters. Now with this dot lower, whatever I give, Python is going to change everything to lowercase, and then we're going to compare it to our own lowercase. Simple. And then we capture every possible form in which you are giving us your yes. Okay, now we're going to continue. So this continue, for the continue keyword here, whenever you use a continue, it takes you to the beginning of the continue loop. So with this continue, the code is going to go back to the beginning here, and then it's going to ask you to guess again. Okay, and now else, which means if the answer is anything other than yes that we have here, we're going to break the loop. So we're going to break away from this continue loop. Now let's run it again. Let me break this. Let me run it again. Okay, now I'm gonna do 55 to 44 or 44. You want to play again? No, then it breaks from the loop. Well, now if I give it 44, you got it correctly. Do you want to play again? I want to play yes. And then you see, even though we give it a capital letter yes, Python converts to lowercase and then compares it to that one, which is yes, and then we start again. We continue to the top of the loop. Okay, so just see this continue as a word that takes you to the beginning of the loop. It just takes you back to the beginning of the continuing loop, this while loop over here. Okay, now we want to implement the guess. The guess is gonna tell us how many times we've guessed, and which makes the game a little bit more interesting. Okay, now after at the beginning of every guess, I'm gonna put okay, I'm gonna put that here. At the beginning of every guess, we're gonna add 1 to this, which is correct. And whenever we guess a number, we're gonna add 1 to it, and then we're gonna do this condition. We're gonna check if the guess is correct. The shorter way to do this is we're gonna do plus equals 1. This is the same thing as guess is equals to guess plus 1. So we are just adding 1 to our guess every time we do this. This is called an augmented assignment operator. This just keeps adding 1 to it. It's like a short form of that. Guess equals to guess plus 1. And then at the end of it, well, before we ask them if they want to play again, when they get it correctly, we're gonna print you guess. Then we're gonna put the guess variable, and then we're gonna put times. Okay, so we're gonna save that and run it. Now if I put this 1, 2, and then 3, guess is not defined. Oh, I spelled it wrong here. I spelled it wrong here too as well, I guess. Okay, so 44. Then you guess 3 times. Okay, you wanna play again? No. Now our loop, the game is complete anyway. But this number, we don't want to keep using this static number. Of course, if you bore our user out, one way we can do that is we're gonna import a Python standard library, the random module. Now to be able to generate a random number, all we have to do is just do random dot randint, and then the range of the numbers we want to generate from, as you can see, return random integer in range AB, including both endpoints. So it's not like the range function where you have to add the number to be able to, for example, if you have 100 here, you have to add 1 so you can get 100 in the range if you're using that in a for loop, for example. Now if you're curious on how this works, you can just copy this. We're gonna import random here, random. We're gonna paste it as you can see. If you run the game, it's not gonna give it tonight. Okay, now we know that we are getting a random number every time we run the game. If I run the game now, okay, I didn't save that. It asks me to enter your guess. I'm gonna go halfway, which means, okay, this is guess is too high. Okay, 20, guess is too high. 15, guess is too high. 10, guess is too high. 5, guess is too high. 3, guess is too low. Now my guess is 4 for sure. Okay, you guessed 8 times. Do you want to play again? No, I don't want to play again. Okay, see, now the game is getting a little bit more interesting. But let me show you something. There's a problem in this game that you might not be seeing. Okay, if I put 50 here, guess is too low. 75, guess is too high. 65, guess is too low. Now I know it's between 65 and 70. 67, guess is too high. Then it is 66. Okay, no, if I press yes and play again and I give it 66 at the beginning of this one, I actually get it again, and then my guess variable is still at 6. Although we can solve that, the guess variable, by just assigning guess to 0 here. But anyway, even if you assign it to 0, our number is still the same. So how do we solve that? By the way, if you are thinking of putting this inside here, by copying and pasting your random around it, the number variable inside here, yeah, of course, what will happen is, after, even of course it will work whenever you get it correctly. It's gonna regenerate another number. But when you get it wrong, if guess is less than number or guess greater than number, note your guess is just, your loop is just gonna start again, and then it's gonna generate another number, which is gonna be a different number, and then it becomes a problem and makes it more harder for you to get the guess correctly. okay, which is not what we want anyway. Now the best way to do this, of course there are other ways you can do it, but the way I will be doing mine is I'm gonna be indenting this, and then we're gonna create another while loop up here. So we're gonna do while true. Okay, as you can see, you have another while loop. Don't forget your colon anyway. Now we have a while loop and another one here. Okay, when we start this while loop, we generate a new number, and then the guess is equal to 0. Okay, then after everything, when we break, we enter this other while loop, and then we assign the guess to 0. Okay, but before we do that, I don't want to put this here, because if this is still here, whenever we get to the beginning of this loop and we break from this one, whenever we break from this one, we're going to enter this loop, and this loop is going to be infinite. It's not going to stop. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to bring this backwards a little bit to this loop one. Okay, so by the way, don't forget to indent this. I just got caught up explaining anyway. Okay, don't forget to indent, never forget. Okay, 1 2 3 4, and this. Okay, so that is it. Now we know that anytime, okay, this should be here anyway, then we're gonna put it down there. Now anytime we guess correctly, it tells us you guessed 10 times, for example, correctly, and then we want to break away from this loop. That's what we want to do with this loop now. So whenever we break away from this loop, we come down here, and this coming down here tells us, asks us if we want to play again. If we put yes, it takes us to the beginning of this other loop here. Now you see the difference between the continue here and the continue over here. Continue here takes you to this loop because you are inside this loop, inside it, while continue here takes us to this outer loop because this is where we are. Now if you do continue here, it takes you back here, generates a new number, a new guess, and then starts another while loop, which then keeps asking you, it keeps involving the user. Now you see the game becomes better at this point in time. Now the reason for this is so you can understand how the break and continue works, how they work inside and outside loop. This break takes you outside this loop, while this break takes you outside this loop. Okay, now let's run the game and see if I'm not just blabbing. Okay, now we're gonna enter 50, guess is too high. We're gonna enter 25, guess is too low. Okay, 30, guess is too low. 40, guess is too high. Let me try 35, guess is too low. Now we know it's between 30 and 40. 37, guess is too low. 38, ooh, you get 7 times. You want to play again. Now if I press yes and I give it 38 again, now it's a different number. Now you see we've solved the issue. Okay, guess is too low. 70, guess is too low. 80, guess is too low. 90, guess is too low. Wow, 99, guess is too high. 95, ooh, I got it straight forward, straight away. Okay, now I'm gonna press no to break from that loop. Now we see our game is complete, and that is all we need. And by the way, you can put a print here just to make it look nice. So this is gonna print an empty line, and you got it correctly. Then after this, we're gonna print an empty line. Okay, cool. Now we're done with our game. If I run it down, let me show what the empty line does. You see now it looks better this way. Guess it's too high. 25, and then you can keep playing with the game anyway. So that's it for this video. I hope you get the idea between how the while loop works with the conditional statement, the break and the continue. Some people have issues with this when they start learning to program in Python, which is one of my reasons and inspirations for doing this video. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in another YouTube video. Thanks so much guys for supporting me. If you're a returning viewer, I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out guys.